Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the video. I'm GetGoodGuy, and the AG M42 has been getting a bad rap. It's the final weapon reward of the Tides of War Overture update, and I've seen it called underwhelming, underpowered, a waste, and pointless when compared with the M1A1. I've also seen a few notable content creators display somewhat similar feelings, reporting that it's either pretty average to mediocre, or again just not worth it due to the M1A1. Well, I'm here to tell you why you should use it, why you should at least give it a try. Why in the right hands the AG M42 isn't at all pointless or average. I'm not going to tell you that in the right hands it's good, I'm going to tell you that in the right hands it's a skill cannon and an absolute monster. I'll go through the reasons why it's a worthwhile option and shouldn't be ignored. Now, I'm not going to say it's a good choice for every player, because that isn't the case for any weapon, especially not a skill cannon, but you should use it to see if you connect with it, because I'll be honest, I was pretty underwhelmed during my first game with the weapon, and if I'd stopped using it then, I'd have missed out on something I'm now really enjoying and getting some great results with. And I must give a quick little shout out to Dan Minigun, who initially brought the benefits of using this weapon to my attention before I'd even looked into it. He may have even used the term skill cannon, I can't remember, but either way, thanks Dan, and I'll link to his channel in the description. Please take a minute to check him out, as he genuinely knows what he's talking about when it comes to Battlefield, and you might have just found a new creator to watch regularly and get some great content from. So let's get into this now. The AG, as I'll be referring to this weapon for the rest of the video, is a weapon that's only going to be a good fit for the right player. I feel like I happen to be that kind of player, which is lucky for me. So as ever, the footage you're seeing today isn't cherry-picked. It's an accurate representation of how I play, and more importantly, what this weapon can do. There seemed to be some confusion on a recent video about me being a content creator who plays for hours and hours and then selects a small amount of stuff to use for the video, which can then give you a skewed impression of how good weapons are. And that isn't at all the case. You see 99% of my gameplay. So this footage is exactly what can be achieved with the AG in an average game by someone that can use it to a decent degree. Although I do sometimes start the videos with some of the more interesting clips, of course. Anyway, let's talk basic stats. The AG fires at 450 rounds per minute, which is the equal fastest fire rate for a semi-automatic rifle currently available in BF5, tied with the M1A1. And this is why most people feel the AG is a waste of time, because if the M1A1 exists, why use the AG? As standard, the AG only has 10 rounds available per reload, whereas the M1A1 has 16, or even 31 if you use the extended magazine specialization. The next course of action for most people is to then look at the stat bars to see what the other differences are. They see the tiny little bit of extra damage that the AG does and decide that it's not at all worth the trade-off for less ammo, and simply look past this weapon without giving it a second thought. And I don't blame anyone for doing that, because at first glance, it really doesn't seem like a worthwhile weapon to add to the game. The stat bars really don't do some weapons justice, but that little bit of extra damage makes a difference. In fact, to the right player, it can make a big difference. I get that the M1A1 might be viewed as being more versatile, and I do often go for versatility when selecting my weapon, but I was already shredding with the M1A1, and now that I'm using the AG, it's insane to me. I don't know if it just fits me, or if I happen to have some of the necessary skills or whatever else, but this is a dream for me to use, and that means it'll be a dream to use for some of you guys out there, hence why I'm bringing you this video. It's beyond lethal. The kills are so fast. Why? Well, this is what the vast majority of people aren't aware of, because the in-game stat bars don't really indicate the different results you can get. So the M1A1 is a 4-shot body shot kill up close and becomes a 5-shot kill at further ranges, and it kills in 3 headshots. The AG is always a 4-shot body shot kill and a 2-shot headshot kill, so you have less ammo, but if you can aim, have good reactions, a solid trigger finger and positional sense, then this monster is a melt machine. You can drop people before they have any idea what's happening sometimes, and this is the skill cannon aspect. If you miss shots, then you're going to have problems, and very often. You have a high rate of fire weapon with a relatively small magazine size. If you can't aim well, then this gun really isn't going to be a good fit for you, and the M1A1 will be far more forgiving. But if you can aim well, I strongly urge you to put some time in with the AG and see what you can achieve if you can get comfortable with it. Solid aim and a fast trigger finger allows you to drop people at close to medium range very quickly, and then if you're precise, this spammable semi-auto becomes somewhat of a counter sniper if you can hit a headshot or two. It might not seem like a big difference between the M1A1 and this at first glance, but trust me, if you can fully utilize this beast, the difference can be quite staggering. One less bullet to kill at range or against an enemy enemy who only has their head showing can often be the difference between getting the kill and not. So obviously, from that explanation, a major aspect of getting the most out of the AG is precision, and that's why I again use the mid-range scope. I've been over this so many times now for so many weapons, so let's just make it really quick. The mid-range scope has 3 times magnification. It allows you to contest at long range and simply aim down sight to survey the area if you wish, which for me is a massive benefit. It then makes headshots at range very possible, and yet isn't so zoomed in that it ruins your close quarters capabilities. For me, it's the out and out best sight to use for most weapons in the game, and the AG is no different. In fact, I suggest using this scope even more so on this weapon than on most other ones, due to the skill cannon nature of it requiring you to hit your shots and thus rewarding you with extreme lethality at essentially all ranges. But you should of course prioritize using whatever you're comfortable with if the mid-range scope isn't your thing. I should mention though that there is another relevant difference between the AG and the M1A1, and that's that it can equip a 2x scope or close range scope if you've unlocked the White Tiger customization set for it, which you can currently get hold of if you get to rank 19 of the Overture Tides of War chapter ranks. This might be nice for some people, and it can provide a little more close to mid-range flexibility whilst using a scope-like sight, but I'm sticking with the mid-range scope for now. And so, onto a really important point. A key part of why I'm really enjoying this weapon and finding it to be so effective is due to one specialization. Here is the setup that I use: the full left side for more mobile and offensive play. But the key part is what I've got highlighted: detachable magazines. This makes your reloads consistently nice and fast, and this is huge. A major downside of the weapon is how often you have to reload. Detachable magazines helps to negate the impact of this, and I probably wouldn't even use the weapon without it. It's transformed the experience for me from frustrating to rewarding, and it also boosts your magazine size from 10 to 11. A small change, but one bullet can make all the difference sometimes, and this all allows you to be absolutely lethal, have enough ammo to fairly regularly take down a couple of enemies per reload if you're accurate, and then be able to whack some more ammo into this beast nice and fast so you can nail another enemy or two, rinse and repeat. And so this is all why the new AG M42 is a beastly skill cannon that you shouldn't ignore, and this is why you should use it. You might not connect with it, of course, you might hate it, because you might not be the right player for it, but you should really use it to find out. Please, I urge you to do that, because you just might regret it later on if you don't. So, what do you think? Do you like the AG M42? Are you keen to try it out if you haven't already, or have you not been able to unlock it due to the bug with the challenges not tracking? Let me know in the comments below. I'm gonna let the rest of my footage play out now with some background music, as I know some of you really enjoy that. If you want to stay for that, then awesome. If not, then that's totally cool. Thanks for spending a few minutes here with me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then feel free to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and join my Discord server in the description and my pinned comment. I'll also throw up the board of awesome at the end of the video for the epic people who support the channel on Patreon. Special thanks to a new patron, Christopher Murphy, you absolute hero. And with all that said, I'm GetGoodGuy, and I'll see you next time. Laters.